When no one any longer reads, then I will finally have my story done. For I write for my own eyes alone to read. Thus I await the day of no more readers, so that I may claim my right to reign. I have been visited by love, and keen on my company love stayed, and she has lived with me from then to now, only leaving once, quarrelling only rarely. When one is visited as such, and she deigns to stay, and one is happy in her company, writing becomes a chore, decidedly more difficult than lonely, anguished times. It's only you who's been unwell with me. No, never really. Only when I realized that you were the manifestation of love and that I was separated from you. But I thought you said I visited you, and liking you I stayed. So what is this of separation? But there you are mistaken, thinking yourself to be love, for you are not love, you are its incarnation. Then I must be love. What is the difference between the thing and its incarnation? You are the revelation of something that has always been and will be, but you have not always been, and to my misfortune will not always be. But that should not worry you. You may not be love, but you are not merely its image or its semblance. You are its complete personification. And that is nothing less, for love can live only in its incarnations. Without you, love is not and will never be. Its link with past and future, you. You mean by all of this that you do not love me? Nothing of the kind. Now this is a niggardly question, if ever there was one niggardly asked by women at one time or another, even those who know fully well that they are fully loved. And why they need to ask has always troubled man, but never once has woman given the question a second thought. Woman never stops to ask nor wonders why herself and all her sisters are compelled to ask it. Why, needing reassurance, women, even the most dearly loved, need at some time to ask this of their men, and men, pricked in their conscience, wondering why they doubt, believe woman, in the asking, a capricious and ungrateful and spoiled child. Woman, never fully happy, wanting always more, dreaming of her perfect lover, sighing, alas, with only him, only this present man. You know I love you, and you know I love you too. And so why do you ask? Do you want a drink? Do you? I asked you first. Yes, I'll drink if you do. Do you really want to, or is it just for me? It's for us both, as always. But why do you need a drink? I don't. I never need it. It was your question first. Do you need it now after so long? No, I just like it sometimes, not too often. Just sometimes with you, in the bed when it's late, to drink with you, just sips, and see you drink with me. You're right. Before I think I needed it, but not now. That's long gone. And what made it pass? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it saddens me that I am not your love, but only her latest visitation. troubles every relationship of love. You are my love. But we must not take the fatal step beyond, insisting it be the only and the forever. For even love herself refuses to grant this dream a reality. It's a terrible thought. It's a terrible request we make of those we love. And this leads on to many of our woes and needless broken hearts. If we could live with love, accepting her manifestations with an open hand, though they last a fortnight or a lifetime, keeping that hand open at all times, we would not shed so many tears on love's account, or doom our children to the same. Will you have children with me? Yes, but not to make our love eternal. Why do you speak cruelly? I speak truthfully, and truth has its prick, its blast of arctic air. The blast, though not pleasant, is not cruel, but rather bracing, invigorating to action and to life. Only romantic extensions are so cruel. Strange, this from one who seems a romantic. Why do you want children? Why do you not? I haven't said I didn't. I have children already, but that does not mean I want no more. Yes, you have children with another woman, with another love incarnation, I'm sure. I want more because of what I've had. How can it be still special if you had this already with another woman? Why do you still want children? Because I love you, and in loving you, I want to perpetuate what you are, and what I am, and what we are together. Don't you feel the same? Of course, and having them before has nothing to do with that. But they perpetuated what you had with her, and how she loved you and wanted to express what you, the two, had together. And that we did. You will see them, beautiful the two. But that lives on, a monument to love. But like a monument, it commemorates a past event, in feeling glorious and tender, but not eternal. Will you drink with me? And will you come back with me on the bed? Of course. Let's go. Back on the bed. And why do you find children beautiful? It's their flowering with love, with only simple water, sun, and air of love. It is the quick and tender blossom of themselves, burst upon us in a day, an hour of their spring. It is as well their wilting, when these are no more, so quickly withered, so the fragility, that fixing of themselves is done in an hour, the setting of the spirit so brief and total and such young. What of their balls and cones and rubber toys, and of their hidden meanings and the risk of love, depends the molding and the setting of the soul, depends the future of the race and of the world. Let's go out somewhere. Do you want to go? Yes, but first tell me what you think. What I think of what? Of all we've been talking about. I think we take it all so seriously, too seriously. We spend ourselves in cloistered study, wringing out our books, and burn the night oil squinting into black, resting our fortune at the price of ruined eyes and back, while cold and vacant beds await our drawing near, while we delude of our own self-import, and study every scheme our neighbor to beguile. Our lives slip from us and march on, while all the while, collapsed in drunken slumber, we nod and snore and drool upon our chins, not knowing that our life slips from us every hour. Oh, to escape from this mundane, mere existence, this pale blue shadow of a cloud of life, and sail the cape of storms in blackest, deepest winter, tossed helpless but alive, from crest to trough and back again, tossed desperate but alive. You're made for such as that, and so am I. And our children as well will be as we. Shall we leave? In the car. Where shall we go? You choose, but just away from here. Someplace we've never been? Okay, but do not plan the way, just go. When you see a place we've never been, then follow there, and go until you lose us well, and leave all maps at home. We ride on in silence, looking at each other occasionally and smiling, holding hands in silence, changing gear, and driving, all with one hand, the unheld. Now here, we've never been, have you? No, it's lovely here. I love the birds and grass. Shall we stop and walk? Perfect. I packed some bread and cheese and a bottle of wine. We can cool it in the stream and dangle in our feet. Are you hungry yet? No, let's walk here first. They walk. You love clouds and I love sun. As a child, I had only sun and you only cloud. So now we fancy, naturally, the other's light. When you look back, what do you see? I see a street of dirt and stones with curbing straight and level flanking on both sides. And in between, dry barren mounds dipping and rising rough, with scattered tufts of grass poking out from cow pies, and paths, dusty, well-trod, winding amidst the rocks, sprinkled and strewn at every step with dried goat turds. I see a forest, black faces peering out the night, like beast beholding some new wide-eyed wonder, and a white lance of brilliance above their heads comes out, piercing the clouds of dancing dust and smoke, with fleeting ghosts and phantoms etched in its beacon shaft. I see a pestilence, an oozing, foul and green, seeping from my twin great toes, public in its juicy, mocking putrescence, fetid, the excrescence, loathsome, gross and vulgar, of nails impaled and rotting, devouring tender flesh. I see a father leave and putter down a desert trail of dust, a sickly sputtering bike with motor wrenching him from me, pulling, stretching ever thinner the elastic bond between, which gave and gave until it tensed and strained and taut until no longer yield it had, did finally break. It broke and never was repaired. That's enough remembering for today. Shall we walk along the little stream? Yes, while the wine cools.